on board with that moving train and try and ride the wave, ride that wave higher or lower, depending if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend. Okay, now an uptrend. Very simple technical definition for uptrends and downtrends. Okay, an uptrend is a series of higher highs. Let's write that out. Higher highs and higher lows. Okay, markets move in swings, and nothing goes in a straight line higher. Okay, it is always a series of higher highs and higher lows. So if we're in an uptrend, we are doing something like this. Okay, at this point in time, I can now technically call this an uptrend. Okay, I have gone on here to make a new high. Yes, this is a higher high than this high here, and I have a higher low than this low here. Okay, at that point there, that is now a technical uptrend. I'm happy to call it an uptrend, and therefore I'm going to prioritize being a buyer wherever possible. Now, when we're looking to get these higher highs and higher lows, the important rule that we're going to look to follow is we need to make sure that we see a break through the previous high before we can categorically say, yep, this is most definitely a new higher low. Okay, so if this market was to continue lower, back down to here, okay, this at this point in time is not a confirmed higher low. There is the potential for it to become a higher low, but before that is confirmed, we must first see, well, what have I done there? We must first see it break through this high. Okay, so when we are down here at this point in time, we're marking out this high and we're saying, okay, if the price breaks through that high, I have a new confirmed higher high and therefore a new higher low. It's really important to wait for that higher high to be broken before confirming the higher low, because you may jump to conclusion this is the higher low, and then this market pulls back down here and then does this. Okay, in which case the higher low would then be confirmed in here. All right, so got to wait for that high to be broken only at the point of that high breaking. So when we run up through here, at this point here now, can we categorically say, yep, lovely, I now have a new higher high no matter what, and therefore this is now confirmed as my new higher low, and as a result, this uptrend is now in continuation. Yeah, succession of higher highs and higher lows. Now here I've got one little swing in it. Of course, it's not always quite as clean cut as this. Okay, it'd be lovely if charts move like that, but of course they don't. They're far more choppy. Okay, they tend to do a lot more stuff like this. They always tend to be a little bit more chaotic. Okay, perhaps it moves something like that. Now, you're going to take exactly the same approach. This looks chaotic. It looks like there's lots of highs and lots of lows within here. However, if we adopt the rules we're just mentioning, I'm going to mark out my first high. Okay, I need to see a break through the high to confirm my new higher high, obviously. Yeah, to say this high here is now higher than this one. And when we're in an uptrend like this, the higher low is not here or here. Okay, it is the lowest point between the two highs. So if I've gone from this high to this high, my lowest point between those two highs is down here. That is my confirmed higher low. Okay, the lowest point between the two highs. So if we were to follow this through, we need to see a break of the previous high. Okay, so this is my confirmed higher low, higher high, sorry. Which is my confirmed higher low? The red one or the yellow one? Red or yellow? Which is the higher low in this trend? Yellow, absolutely. Yep, yellow. That's the lowest point between the two. Anything else that happens along the way, it's just noise and congestion on the chart. It's just there to confuse us. Okay, if we simplify the process, we say, there's my new higher highs up through here. Same question again then. The higher low, is it the red one, the yellow one, or the blue one? Red, yellow, or blue? Which is my higher low in this instance? No. Yeah, yellow once again, absolutely. Okay, spot on, cool. Okay, that lowest point. So quite a simple technical definition for an uptrend. Okay, it is a series of higher highs and higher lows. Now the question then comes in, at what point is this trend over? Yep, so if I've got a series of higher highs and higher lows, at what point is the trend over? And for an uptrend to come to a technical end, you have to see the break of the previous higher low.
Yeah.
Okay, so this market remains valid until this higher low here is broken. So we can come from here and we can move lower and we can drift lower like this, provided that low doesn't break. This market is still in an uptrend and you would favor it to continue to go on and ultimately break through this previous higher high. Okay, that would still be the more favorable trade, the more probable outcome. All right, if you get a breakdown below it, so we come down here.
I'll do it for him. I'm going to do it. I'm going
and
to
then we get a break
and do the to-do list
through. Okay, at this point in time, the uptrend has now come to an end. Okay, we've broken through the previous higher low.
Sorry, I'm in a meeting.
Uptrend.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to log in his account.
Break of previous higher low. Okay, break that previous high low. So once we came down through here, we're now moving into a sideways market. Okay, now a sideways market is showing us a lower low. Okay, we have a lower low than here, but also a higher high. You're always looking back at the last 2 points to define your trend. And I'm saying here, right, well, I've now got a lower low than this one, but I've still got a higher high. Okay, that is now a sideways market. Okay, it is a higher high and a lower low. Okay, I'm not in a clear uptrend, but also at this point, we have not transitioned into a downtrend. So sideways is, I'll tell you what, let's write this out. Higher highs and lower lows. Lovely. Okay, no clear trend. In order for this to transition into a downtrend, we need to see, well, you tell me, if we're going to go into a downtrend, what do you think I might be about to write for a downtrend? What would be the technical definition for a downtrend, do you think? Series of what? The opposite, yep, which would be what? Series of lower highs and lower lows. Yep, absolutely. Yep, lower highs and lower lows. Okay, that would be a technical downtrend, right? So this market is going to pull back higher, up into here perhaps. Okay, and then start coming down. Same rules as when we came on the way up. We cannot confirm a new lower high this time until we've broken through the previous lower low. Okay, so at this point here, this low here is not confirmed. Okay, this lower high, it is not confirmed, not yet. Okay, only once I break down through this level, through this low to here, can we now say this is in a confirmed downtrend. Because I'm now in a position to say I've got a new lower low. Because I've broken to a new lower low, I can confirm this now as a new lower high. Okay, this trend has now reversed. Okay, and from here, we can continue in our downtrend. Okay, in whichever way, shape or form it takes. Okay, this is now my lower highs and lower lows. This is now a technical downtrend. All right, so my new low is here. Great real times of the Aussie dollar. Perfect, thank you, Brad. We'll come across that in just a second then. Coming across to here, I broke through the low. It's made a new lower low, confirming my new lower high. Now in this instance, in the uptrend, we said it was the lowest point between the two highs, which was the higher low. In this instance now, we are looking at the highest point between the two lows. Okay, it's very easy to say to yourself, right, well, that's my lower high, just because it's technically lower than this one. Okay, that's incorrect. Okay, it is this level, this high up here. Again, we're waiting for it to break down through this low here. No matter what happens, that's a new lower low, and therefore my new lower high pretty much equal, but that one's slightly higher there. Okay, into my downtrend. All right, lower highs and lower lows. So here we've transitioned from uptrend, awkward sideways markets where prices get pretty choppy, indecisive. There's a lack of clarity and direction on how we're going to trade before then transitioning to downtrend. Now, Bear in mind, markets trend for approximately 30% of the time. 70% of the time, markets are actually lacking trend direction and they're in this awkward phase. Okay, it's why patience and discipline in trading is absolutely critical, because these sideways areas, when the market is a trend is in transition, is very, very choppy, very, very awkward to trade. Very easy to ruin accounts trying to take profits in these kind of markets. So correctly recognizing when you're in a clear uptrend and in a clear downtrend can significantly help you with your hit rate and your profitability. All right, now we said for the uptrend you had to break the previous higher low to end the uptrend. What do you think we have to break to end the downtrend? What have we got to break to end the downtrend? Perfect. Yep. Break of previous lower high. Okay, break of previous lower high. Okay, which of course is still that red line. This marker up here. That is the previous lower high. Provided I stay below that, we remain bearish. Okay, it can come right the way back up here. It can look really positive. Ultimately, you would still expect that to turn around and move negatively. All right. If we come through that, we are now in a position like we were previously. We're now back posting a higher high and a lower low. Yeah, this is now sideways again. No clear trend, no clear direction until ultimately we see the chart turn around. We're going to come back up to this high and break through that high, at which point we have transitioned back into an uptrend. Because at that point there, now when it turns green, I've now got a higher high, confirm this as a higher low, and we are uptrending again, and this market can go about its business. Okay, so we've gone from uptrend, transitioned into sideways, and then moved into a downtrend. And then again, transitioned sideways and returned back to the uptrend. All right, let's come across that Aussie dollar and have a look, as Brian mentioned, and see what we've got going on. So, which time frame were you looking at for this, Brian? 4 hour looks pretty good. Okay, so this was nice up through here. So
Here.
if we say to ourselves, so from here, right, up we come. Okay, we can see a succession of higher highs, higher lows. Okay, again, we are waiting to see the break of the high. Okay, there's the break up through that high. That confirms this is my new higher low and new higher high. Same again, let's just keep the colors consistent. Let's make that blue, hash it out. I want to see a break up through here. Again, we get that break, confirming again onto new higher high, new higher low. Let's put these circles in place. Higher high, higher low. Oh, yep, higher high. Higher low, higher high. Okay, we broke through this higher low here. Again, let's just be consistent. Break through the higher low, ending the uptrend. Yeah, that was all over at this point. So again, we saw this was still uptrending to here. Then we saw the breakthrough here. This turned blue. Okay, no trend at this point. Okay, it looks aggressive, but you're lacking any clear trend direction. Okay, market starts to chop around a bit through here. You're then looking to see, when do I get a break through the low? Okay, now look at the hesitation to get through that low. Markets were indecisive. Okay, they weren't quite sure what was going on. They stayed sideways, no clear trend, up, down, a bit all over the place. And then we saw the break. Yeah, once we broke down through here, this was now a downtrend. Yeah, at that point, this point here, I'm now in a position to say downtrend because I have my new lower low, which is here. New confirmed lower low there, which confirms my lower high has been up here. And this trend has now transitioned into a downtrend. Okay, now look at this. So we come back up, lower high, down to the new lower low. We're saying to ourselves, if the high breaks, the trend is over. And look at the fight, look at the battle here at this level. We tried to break through it, came back, and then aggressively sold off, just holding above just holding that level, fighting. Sellers fighting to remain in control to continue this move lower. Yeah. We're then looking again for the break. So there's the break through that first little swing through here. And then we're looking for a break, of course, through the next low to confirm the new lower high, which remains at this same level, down to the new lows down here. Okay. So it looks quite awkward, quite messy on a chart. The reality is, you can be quite clear cut if you are clinical with your trends, with your highs and your lows. Right. A lot of these have been broken. Now some of these nice trends have been broken over the course of the CPI print. A beautiful uptrend in here on the S&P 500. Okay, it doesn't matter too much where you start this from, but higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Oh, sorry, I'm saying that completely wrong. Higher high, sorry. Notice if we break below this higher low, it's the end of the uptrend. And look at this, comes down, finds that higher low, tries to break, fails to break, continues higher, goes on again to make the new higher high with the new higher low. Okay, and we repeat the journey. Okay, I've got my higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It takes a while to break through this one here, look. Okay, tries to break the high, fails, ultimately does it up through here. Okay, tiny little swing here. For me personally, I don't think that's a swing. It's very small. You can put it in, but it ends up looking something like this. And then, of course, the higher low, if you're marking it out, is this one here. Once that higher low was broken, this uptrend was over. Of course, it emphatically ended in the end by the CPI print. Okay. Higher highs, higher lows. If we're looking towards the S&P on a slightly higher time frame, what do we got? Back through here. Lovely example here again. So if we say to ourselves downtrend this time, so let's say take this as our first initial low, we're going to see a break through that low, confirming lower high, down to our next lower low. Okay, we want to see a break through that low to confirm. Down we come, confirms my new lower high. Again, I want to see a break through that low, down to the new lower low, lower high. Look at the fight again. You get a big move back higher. Looks very positive up through here. You've got to see a break of this to end the uptrend, the downtrend. And look at that. Comes straight into that lower high, fails at that lower high, and then moves lower again. All right, fighting its way through. Gets down to the bottom. Just pops its head below, creating a new lower low, new lower high, confirmed still is here. And then ultimately we want to break through that lower high. Before that's when we then transitioned into this nice shorter term uptrend with those green circles we can see. Okay, so some nice, you'll find examples everywhere. Trend, it is without doubt probably the most important thing within trading. Okay, it's also quite a difficult thing to get right. It takes a bit of practice. Now, this is it's almost a bit wishy-washy, this advice. Some will think, what is this kid on about? But kid, who am I kidding? She's just old, middle-aged man thinking. I always imagine when you go to choose it, it's very easy when you're looking at trends to get really sucked into some of these tiny little moves and say, right, there's my swings, these tiny little things. I always imagine if you gave a little kid a piece of tracing paper and a really thick crayon, and you just said, right, to a young kid,